friends, it's me, J Maas123, and welcome to my May wrap-up. So I read quite a few books, I think 24 in total, but like technically it's like on Goodreads it's 24 books, but like technically I don't know if it's 24 books. I'll explain, you'll understand. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go through them because I don't have much to say about most of them. So yes. First off, I'm gonna start with all the books that I read digitally just so I don't forget them because I don't want to forget them. So first off, of the digital ones, I read Legend of the Fire Princess by Gigi Digi. This is a comic, a short like graphic novel based off of Shiva, Princesses of Power, which is an amazing Netflix show that I really would recommend you check out. I really love the show, so I like saw a post somewhere like talking about this and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read it. I read it, it was fine. I think probably ended up giving it like 3 or 4 stars. Probably 3. I don't really remember. It was just kind of an extra story that like takes place at some point over the thing to just give a little bit more. It was just like, okay, it was cute. I love the characters, so any chance to see more of them was very nice. But it like wasn't anything special, I guess. Then I have The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, and I listened to this as an audiobook. I finished it near the beginning of the month. It was really good. Marie Kondo, if you don't know, she is like, I don't know how to explain her. She like is somebody who's really minimalistic and like she runs like a service that she'll come and like help you declutter, and I found some things of her philosophy really interesting. I've watched the show on Netflix, like I think there was 6 episodes or something years ago when it came out, and I remember I enjoyed it. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, I refolded all my clothes into her way, but I think like listening to the audiobook and hearing like all her perspectives on it, I really liked it. She really focuses on like finding like joy and only keeping stuff that brings you joy, and like I'm not gonna go through her whole KonMari method, I just don't want to, but I do want to like use some of her like philosophy in my everyday life, because what is the point of like holding something that like doesn't make you happy and like bringing it? I also really like, it's a little weird, but you know what, everything is weird, her philosophy on like thanking everything. So she says that when you are like getting rid of something, to say thank you and that it served its purpose. So like she used an example, I think, where it's like the shirt that you bought but you never wore because you didn't like how it fit on you. When you get rid of it, you say thank you for helping me realize what fits and what doesn't. Like even if something, you feel bad getting rid of it because you never used it, it served its purpose in some way, and I really like that. And just like the act of like adding more gratitude into your life, even though like yeah, it's a piece of clothing, I don't personally believe that it has like some kind of like spark within it, but like she does, and that's completely valid, and just like thanking it is like a way of you to like show more gratitude in your life, and that's never a bad thing. So I don't know, I really liked it. I thought I had lots of, yeah, it was really good. I really like her philosophies, and I think I want to listen to more by her and try and incorporate it more in my life. Will I? Likely not. She had some thoughts about books. That kind of contradicts my my collection here, but you know, it's fine. It's okay. Then I read an e-arc of Scarlet Sun by Isabel Hansen, and I don't have the physical copy yet. I bought it, but it still hasn't shipped, and I'm, you know, it was really good. Full disclosure, like I know the author, and so like we're friends in real life, so she's like sent it to me to like go over and give edits and comments and things that she can like work on before her final copy came out. But actually I did really enjoy it, even like if I wasn't friends with her, whatever. It's about a like road trip. There's a group of friends to try and like get the one girl's bucket list all completed before she turns 20, and our main character ends up falling in love with one of her friends, and it's like, oh shoot, like what am I gonna do now? And it's really cute and it's really fun, and it just like, her writing, like similar to like Alice Osman's, it just feels like real to me. Like not that other things don't, but like I relate to a lot of like the thoughts that like the authors have in it, and so I really like this book. I ended up giving it 5 stars, and I would recommend you read it. But yeah, it was really cute, so I loved it and it was great. Then the next book I read as electronically was Learn My Lesson by, I don't know if it's Kate Robert or Katie Robert, because it has like her name has 2 E's at the end. So I don't know, is it like Kate E or like Kate or like, I don't know. This this book, I knew going into it that it wasn't going to be really for me, but I was just really intrigued that I had to do it anyways. It's a spicy book. It is a spicy book, and this whole series are kind of reimaginings of certain Disney movies, but like spicy, and like hero slash heroine and villain as like the thing, and like BDSM and like that sort of thing. And it was a lot, but like it wasn't bad. This one was about Hercules and Megara and Hades. But yeah, I got like I didn't hate it, which so that's all I want to say for that. And then finally, the last like electronic thing I read was The Weight of Them by Noelle Stevenson, and this was a short like graphic, is it a graphic novel? It was only like 30 pages, and it was about their relationship kind of with their body, but also more specifically like with their like boobs, and like the kind of gender journey, I guess, to figure out like what felt right to them and what kind of expression felt right to them. And I really like this. They are one of the creators of Shiva, and so I was actually looking up Shiva art, and then it like came across their Twitter, and then I saw that they had that pin, so I'll link that down below if you want to read it. It was really short, but it was really like real, you know? It was about like their journey, and it was nice to like see like their perspective. And yeah, so then on to the physical books. First off, I was reading these in April, and I finished the last two that I own in May. And that is the Goddess Girl series, so I have Eos the Lighthearted and Clotho the Fate. These are a really long series of middle grade retellings of different like myths and like women in mythology as like tweens at this like school, and I've read all of them. That's actually what got me back into reading and eventually like my channel and stuff, because I've been meaning to reread them for so long because I hadn't read the last couple, and then like in April over like Easter weekend I had nothing else to do, so I just kind of went for it and I ended up reading them all. I do still really enjoy these. These held up. These were like a favorite of mine when I was a kid. I remember like buying them in like the like magazines that we got that like had all the books, and you like checked off which ones you want, like put money in an envelope and gave it to your teacher, and like a couple weeks you got a book, and just the nostalgia. But I did end up really enjoying these, and I do want to like continue because it's never ending. I also really like how in the later installments they've really branched out from, I guess, like our main characters, but also like a main setting. Like neither of these girls went to like the Mount Olympus Academy, which is the school there, and I thought it was really cool. So I'm thinking of doing like a whole kind of review on the series just to like talk about it. But yeah, I like these, they were fun. Then another childhood book, but not my childhood book, was the Bone series. So I have book 1 and 2, and I also read book 3 electronically. These I got because I kind of went to all the little libraries in my neighborhood to see if I wanted any, and I found these and they're in great condition, so I picked them up and swapped out some of the books I had, and I'm just confused. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. I've read 3, I still don't understand where it's going, but I want to find out. So I am gonna like put these back in a different book box or like unhaul them, because I don't care about them enough to have them physically, but I do want to continue reading the series so I know what the heck is happening. This one, it's about these like 3 bone people, and they like got kicked out of their town and like separated in this forest, and they're like trying to find each other, but there's also like this dragon, and there's also like these like rat creature things, and I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on? And then this one like continues, and like it's the graphic novel, so they're like short and they're fun, and like I like the little characters. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm missing something. So yeah, I think yeah, I don't really have much else to say about those. And then the next books I read were J Maas. I don't really want to talk about her too much because she needs to do some things, but I still did really like these 2 were rereads. I really liked them both. I tried tabbing, which was fun, and they were to prepare myself so I knew what was happening in Court of Silver Flames. I didn't like this one as much. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm like becoming more educated on some of the things that she needs to work on in her books, or this one took a different turn, if I'm being completely honest. This one was less plot, and the plot was like the one character's like development, which like her journey was really good, but I don't know, I didn't relate to it as much. Not quite sure exactly why, but yeah. And then I read Written in the Stars by Ayesha Saeed. This book is about a girl who, her parents find out that she's been dating someone, and they get like upset and they go on like a family trip to Pakistan, but then actually have like arranged her marriage, and like she has no way to like get back and like contact like people. She just wants to like, you know, have a life. That's like her own decision, and it was fine. I don't know, I didn't really connect to it much. The font was really big, so I read it like really fast, and it just felt fast. I mean, I appreciate the stuff that I learned from this book, because I don't know anything about like Pakistani culture or like family, I guess, culture as well. So I liked being able to learn about that and see it, but like the book itself, didn't love. So yeah, I am gonna say goodbye to this because somebody else might really enjoy it. I was looking at reviews, some people adored it, so hopefully someone else will. Yeah. Then I have the short little, it's not that short I guess, but this poetry collection that actually my friend wrote, and she's not like selling it. This is a different friend from Scarlet Sun, but she's not like selling it or anything, but she was just like, so some of her friends like could buy copies if they want to, and I really wanted to because I'm really proud of her. This was actually really good. Like, that sounds bad, but like poetry, like this one, like really like hit, you know? And it's really good, and it's also beautiful, and I learned that you can add books onto Goodreads, like you don't have to be the author to add them. So I was like, what the heck? Because it was bothering me that I was gonna have read this and not have it count towards my Goodreads goal, and it was also bothering me that my shelves in Goodreads and my like spreadsheet and my shelves in real life all didn't like align perfectly. It was like a different number. So then I learned you can add it, so I was able to add it, which felt kind of weird, but I did it, and yeah. So the next book, so good. I loved it so much. It is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. I did not mean to read this book because I had other books I wanted to read. Like, for example, We Hunt the Flame. I never ended up finishing that. So technically, I didn't get my Asian readathon TBR all done. So I should have been reading that. But you know what I did instead? I read this one. So I was going to bed. I was going to go to sleep early because I had to get up early the next day. I was going and I just was looking at my shelf, and this book was just like calling to me. It was just yelling at me. And I had seen a TikTok, I think earlier that day, which I will link down below. And it was like enemies to lovers, but like way more complicated. And this one, what was it? It was like, okay, I don't remember what the actual TikTok was for this one, but I will have it linked below so you can watch it. But basically, they like know each other on like 3 different versions. So in real life, they're like acquaintances. They go to the same school. They're in like a class together, but like, like they don't, you know, you don't really know everyone. You're not friends with everyone that you know. And then online, on this like anonymous chat app for their school, they are talking a lot, and they are friends, and they are kind of liking each other, but they don't know who each other are. And then on a third like platform, they run the Twitter for their respective restaurants. So her mom and dad, I guess, her parents own this whole like fast food chain, and then his parents own this local deli, and they end up having this like dispute over this like one grilled cheese flavor. So they're in like a Twitter war. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. I love them. Okay, here's how to sell you. Her name's Peppa and his name is Jack. So the ship name is literally Peppa Jack. It's literally a cheese, and I love them, and I really like this book. All the hype that I got, it deserves. I started a reading journal because I've been wanting to for a while, just for fun. And my first page was for Tweet Cute, and it doesn't match exactly, but I'm still pretty proud of it. I did this. This is the only fan art I could find. So if you're an artist, please read this book because I need more. I need more content from them. But yeah, oh here. Enemies will engage in a Twitter war, but simultaneously falling for each other online, but we don't know it yet, to friends to lovers. Like, what more can you get? It's amazing. It was so cute, so good. I loved it. Yeah. Then another book that I loved, and we already know what's coming probably. Heartstopper. I got the 4th book in the mail. So I decided to take myself on a little picnic. I went to this like hill nearby and I just sat and ate lunch and read all these books. While I was reading them, I was listening to Alice Osman actually made like a Heartstopper playlist on Spotify, and so I was listening to them and I was just vibing, and it was a great day. And yeah, so these books I've read many a times. The first one, it's about Nick and Charlie. They meet each other and kind of start to fall. Charlie is gay, and then Nick thought he was straight, but like who knows. And then this one is kind of like the relationship and like friendships like developing into maybe something more. And then like it's just, they're really sweet, they're really cute. I will mention especially this one more, okay, throughout all of them, but it really starts to come more in this one, and definitely is a big theme of this one. There is the trigger warning for OCD, for eating disorders, and for just general poor mental health and self-harm. And I think that might be it, but definitely if that's not, I'll link her content warning thing down below for all her books, but definitely look into that if that's something that you're uncomfortable with and you can't read, because it does go more intently into that. But if that's something that you can handle, these are so cute, these are so good, and I love them. Yeah, oh my gosh, and then another graphic novel that I ended up adoring is Book Love by Debbie Tiang, and this was so good. I actually read it twice in May. That's why I said like kind of 24 books, because the one was like 30-page graphic novel, the weight of them, and then this one I read twice. So like technically, I don't know if it's 24, but that's what Goodreads says, so that's what I'm saying. This is so good. If you love reading, which you probably do if you're watching a booktube channel, you should pick this up. I actually think I have to buy a copy for myself because I want to just keep reading it over and over again. I got a recommendation from my friend for this, and I'm so thankful for her. And they're just really cute. Each like, it's a collection of like comics, I guess, so each one's either a page or like 2 pages, and they're just really cute. They're just about like loving books and being a book nerd and reading, and it's amazing. Some of the comics like I related more to than others, but overall I love them all. I'm so sad that I have to take this back to the library, but I'm really happy that I read it. And then I only have 2 more books, so it's all good. First off, I guess second to last, I have Dragon Pearl by Yoon Lee. This book was really good. It kind of, like, it says space opera on the back as one of like the reviews. Completely agree, especially in the beginning. It gave me like Disney's Treasure Planet vibes. But then Korean mythology is like a really big part of it, so we have all these cool different like, I guess, magical beings throughout, and you get to learn more about them. And it really went in ways that I could not predict this book. I mean, yeah, I couldn't. The one part laid it like near the end, I was like, no way that happened, like this is like middle grade, like that didn't happen. But then it did happen. I was like, what? You might understand if you've read it, if not, I don't want to spoil it. So yeah, I ended up, I think, giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. There's not a sequel, but there's going to be another book set in the same world that like takes place after this, and I will be picking that up once it comes out. But I really like this. Also, one of the like side characters, like one of her friends, is non-binary, and it's just like a total casual thing, and I love to see that. That is like the dream world. Besides, this isn't the dream world because there's lots of other stuff going on that I don't want to deal with, but just like that part particularly. It was great, would recommend. I'm happy I read it. And then finally, this book I just picked up occasionally, like whenever I felt like it. This is Bad Women Worldwide, written by Kate Schatz, and it is just a book about different female figures in history and just like stuff that they've done, and this book was so empowering. I think everyone should read it. I think it should be in like schools and stuff. It's like all over the world, and each one is just like a page, or sometimes Malala is 2 pages, and it's just like these pictures, and then just like talks about like that woman's life and like what she's done. And it was really good. It was really empowering. It's stuff that like I had never learned about, especially since it like went broader than just like Canadian and American history, which is what I've learned most about in my life. So I really enjoyed it. I almost okay, I'm going to keep it because I want to reread it and like do more research into all the women that they talk about, and then also at the back they have a list of more that they weren't able to mention in this book. So I am gonna hold on to it, but I almost want to like give it away so I can like donate it to like a school or a library or something to get everyone to read this, because I really think people should. So that's my wrap up for May. I kind of followed my, no, I didn't follow my TBR. There's so many books that I want to read. I actually did start We Hunt the Flame and The Reader, but I ended up like stopping those, and I'm gonna go back to them because I didn't want to carry them into June because I had this like whole giant TBR planned, but I do still really want to read them, and I want to be able to like put my full like mind, I guess, into them. So I am saving those, but I am going to read them. So like, didn't get to a lot of the books from my TBR, but I did get to a lot of books. So it worked out. It's fine. Yeah, so that's about all I have to say. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate you. And yeah, I will see you in a future video. So have a lovely day and stay amazing. Bye.